I'm Marcus Thompson, and in 15 years leading rescue operations across East Africa, I've always prided myself on quick decision-making and calm leadership under pressure. But there was one moment, one critical split second, where I completely froze. And that hesitation taught me the most important lesson about leadership I've ever learned. If you've ever experienced that moment where your mind goes blank in a crisis, you'll understand this story. Let me know in the comments if you've had similar experiences, because sometimes sharing these vulnerable moments helps us all become stronger leaders. This happened 2.5 years ago in Amboseli National Park, during what should have been a routine rescue of a baby elephant separated from its herd. What started as standard protocol became the moment that redefined everything I thought I knew about quick thinking and instinctive leadership. This is case file number 146, and I'm sharing this story because that single moment of freezing taught me that true leadership isn't about never hesitating. It's about what you do in the seconds after the hesitation that defines who you really are. Subscribe if you want to hear more honest stories about the real challenges of wildlife conservation, including the moments when even experienced leaders face self-doubt and have to find new strength. The call came from Dr. Joyce Poole, one of the world's leading elephant researchers, who'd been monitoring the Amboseli herds for decades. Her voice carried both urgency and the deep concern that comes from truly understanding elephant family dynamics. "Marcus, we have a young calf, maybe 8 months old, who's been separated from the main herd for 6 hours. The family group moved toward water during the night, but this little one got stuck in a mud wallow and couldn't keep up," she added. "The concerning part is that he's calling continuously, but the herd is now over 3 kilometers away and moving further. Without intervention, this calf won't survive another night alone." Elephant rescues require exceptional precision. Calves are incredibly vulnerable when separated from their mothers, and the rescue process itself can be traumatic if not handled with a perfect understanding of elephant psychology and family structures. "Dr. Poole, any signs of distress beyond the separation calls?" I asked. "He's showing classic signs of abandonment anxiety," she replied. "Constant trumpeting, repetitive movements, and he's not eating or drinking despite being near fresh water." I assembled my most experienced team. Sarah, our veterinarian, had extensive experience with elephant psychology, and Mike's equipment expertise would be crucial for safely approaching and potentially sedating a distressed calf. "This case requires understanding elephant emotional intelligence," I explained to the team during our flight. "A separated calf experiences genuine grief and panic. Our approach needs to be both technically precise and emotionally sensitive." Sarah was reviewing elephant calf physiology during the flight. "Marcus, at 8 months, this calf is completely dependent on his mother for both nutrition and emotional security. The trauma of separation can have lasting effects even after a successful reunion." Mike was preparing specialized equipment. "Boss, I've got our gentlest sedation systems and the soft transport platform designed specifically for traumatized calves. The key is minimizing additional stress." When we arrived, what I witnessed broke my heart. A beautiful baby elephant, covered in dried mud, stood alone in the vast savanna, calling for his family with a desperation that was heartbreaking. The little calf's calls weren't just noise. They were complex communication. Dr. Poole's research had taught me that elephant calls can travel much further than human ears can detect. "Look at his behavior," Sarah observed. "He's positioned himself on the highest ground available, maximizing the range of his calls. Even in distress, he's using intelligent strategy to try to reconnect." The initial assessment revealed that the calf was physically healthy, but emotionally traumatized. His continuous calling had left him hoarse. Dr. Poole provided crucial context via radio. The herd matriarch, Teresia, has been responding to his calls periodically, but the distance is too great for reunion without our intervention. Our plan was 3-phased. Approach the calf without increasing his trauma, provide immediate comfort and medical assessment, and then guide the herd back using our helicopter. The approach required extraordinary patience. Elephants have incredible memories, so any negative experience could affect this calf's relationship with humans for life. We need to approach this like we're family members coming to help, Sarah explained. Elephants recognize genuine compassion, and our emotional state will directly impact his response. As we began the careful approach on foot, the baby elephant's response was immediate and heartbreaking. He turned toward us, took several steps in our direction, and made soft rumbling sounds that Dr. Poole identified as greeting calls. He's actually trying to communicate with us as potential family, she explained. This level of trust shows remarkable emotional intelligence. We were within 20 meters of the calf when everything changed. The little elephant suddenly stumbled, weakened by hours of stress and dehydration, and fell onto his side with a distressed trumpet that cut straight through my heart. This was the moment requiring an immediate decision. The calf needed help now, but approaching a distressed elephant requires specific protocols to avoid making it worse. And in that critical second, I froze. Not for long, maybe 3 seconds, but in that moment, watching this beautiful baby struggling, my mind went completely blank. All my training, all my experience just disappeared. If you've ever had a moment where your expertise just vanished when you needed it most, share it in the comments. Sometimes admitting these moments helps us understand that even experienced people face doubt. Sarah's voice broke through my paralysis. Marcus, he's trying to get up, but he's too weak. We need to move now, or he could injure himself. Hearing Sarah's confidence snapped me back. In those 3 seconds, I realized something crucial. Leadership isn't about never hesitating. It's about recognizing when your team's expertise needs to guide the situation. Sarah, take the lead, I called out, making the hardest decision of my career, admitting that in this moment her expertise was more valuable than my authority. Sarah's approach to the fallen calf was perfect. She moved slowly, speaking in soft tones, and her calm confidence seemed to transfer directly to the distressed animal. I'm going to provide immediate hydration support, Sarah explained as she worked. His dehydration is severe but not critical. With gentle care, we can stabilize him quickly. Mike supported her by positioning equipment to create shade. The teamwork was flawless, and my role became supporting their expertise. The baby elephant's response was remarkable. Within minutes, he was accepting water and showing signs of renewed strength. Perfect response, Sarah reported. He's stabilizing quickly. We can proceed with the reunion. The next phase required Sarah to remain with the calf, while Mike and I used the helicopter to locate the herd. Dr. Poole's tracking expertise proved invaluable. When we found them, the matriarch Teresia's immediate response to news of her calf confirmed the power of elephant family bonds. Teresia heard the helicopter and immediately started moving in this direction, Dr. Poole reported. She knows we're involved with her baby, and she trusts human help based on previous positive experiences. The reunion was one of the most beautiful moments I've ever witnessed. When Teresia saw her calf, her relief was visible even from our helicopter. The moment the mother reached her baby, they began an intense communication, touching, rumbling, and reaffirming their profound emotional connection. Sarah's documentation was vital. The calf immediately began nursing, showing that the rescue process didn't damage the mother-infant bond. Case file number 146 completely changed how I understand leadership. My moment of freezing wasn't a failure. It was the beginning of learning that great leaders know when to let their team's expertise guide critical decisions. I now approach every rescue with a deeper appreciation for my team's individual strengths. Sarah has become our lead elephant specialist. Mike's equipment innovations have prevented numerous similar situations. This case taught me that vulnerability and strength aren't opposites. They're partners in effective leadership. Admitting when you need guidance takes more courage than pretending you have all the answers. But here's what really transformed my perspective. Watching Sarah's confidence grow after I trusted her to lead. Great leadership creates more leaders, not more followers. 6 months later, Sarah led her first independent elephant rescue with complete success. Her expertise, supported but not overshadowed by my experience, saved an entire family group. The baby elephant from case number 146 is now a thriving juvenile, and Dr. Poole reports that his experience has made him one of the most human-tolerant elephants in Amboseli. This case influenced every subsequent rescue we've conducted. It taught us that moments of hesitation aren't weaknesses to hide. They're opportunities to discover strength in ourselves and our teams. Hit subscribe if you want more stories about real leadership challenges in conservation, the moments that test us and the lessons that make us stronger. If you want me to share more stories about team leadership in wildlife conservation, let me know which lesson you'd like to explore next. These stories prove that conservation requires not just love for animals, but the humility to recognize that protecting wildlife is always a team effort. Which conservation leadership story should I share next? Your comments help me choose which cases will be most valuable for understanding how real wildlife protection happens. Thank you for watching.